Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast with Talking with Tyler. And the Jets got defeated this past Sunday to the Vikings, 27-22. Mike White was 31 for 57 for 369 yards, but 2 interceptions and a rushing touchdown. So I thought that he did good, but I thought the interceptions weren't really his fault. And Greg Zuerlein really kept us in the game the whole way through, because we were down at halftime by 26, and those field goals actually got us closer to 20-15, and Mike White rushed it in. So that's how we got to 22. And I just thought that the beginning of the game, I thought the Jets were a little rusty, and it was hard trying to get Dalvin Cook down, and it looked like Kirk Cousins had a lot of time to throw the ball, and he has some of the best wide receivers with him, Justin Jefferson, and they got their good tight ends too. So, and the running game got going too. Zonovan Knight almost had 90 yards. Close to 100. I think he's the first rookie in like three games or more to almost hit 100 yards rushing. But he had 28 receiving yards, so he would be over 100 no matter what. And the defense, they had 2 total sacks. One by Quentin Williams and one by Carl Lawson. So I thought the Jets probably could have done a better job with putting pressure on the QB. But they had a couple tackles for losses. So, yeah. And Berrios did a good job returning. So I thought all around the Jets played well. But I thought the first half probably they could have played better. And I have my dad here back again. I'm going to ask him a question. How did you like the way Zonovan Knight played?
Well, he's played well over the last couple games. He was put in due to Robinson being inactive, a healthy scratch, and he was the first Jets rookie to have 100 all-purpose yards in his first game. And like you said, he had close to 90 yards rushing and close to 30 yards passing, receiving. So he had over 100 again this game. I think the Jets might have found a diamond in the rough with Breece Hall being out. So, our running back core of Michael Carter, Breece Hall, and Zonovan Knight seems to be, doing pretty well, even with, Robinson still being in the mix. Like you said, the Jets did not play fantastic in the first half of the game, but in the second half they made some adjustments and really did a nice job on defense and really pressed the Vikings. The unfortunate thing was the Jets just did not have good red zone efficiency. They were constantly getting in the red zone and having to settle for field goals, which really came back to haunt us towards the end of the game. I thought, like you said, Zuerlein did a great job of making his kicks. He had a 60-yarder to end the second quarter of the first half, which was the Jets Jets record of 60 yards. While kicked in a dome, it's still 60-yarder is pretty good. Unfortunately, that red zone inefficiency prevented the Jets from winning. And, when they had that opportunity there at the end when Berrios was not able to secure that catch, they ran Zevian Knight twice from the 1-yard line, and we were not able to score. And they ran a fade play for Wilson to the end zone, to the corner, and he was not able to catch it. And I thought that play call was a little suspect. It prevented us from doing any kind of play action or maybe throwing the ball, and relegated us to having to throw the ball on fourth down, and we were not able to capitalize. Our defense did a good job of going 3-and-out. We got a short punt. Berrios brought the ball in, and we had an opportunity there at the very end to get a score. All we needed to do was score a touchdown. We would have won the game, and unfortunately the Jets were not able to do that and fell to 7-5, and now have about a 35 to 40% chance of a wild card spot. Who do we play this upcoming Sunday?
The Bills.
And where do we play them?
Buffalo.
It's going to be tough to beat Buffalo twice in a year in the same season, and obviously going up to Orchard Park with the weather and all the different conditions and them having a chip on their shoulder, it's going to be extremely difficult for the Jets to try and come out of there with a win. And, I think right now we're 7-5. Our goal is to try and get to 10 wins. So we have to try and beat, Jacksonville at home. I think we have to try and beat Lions at home, and we have to sneak out another win.
Dolphins at the end of the
between
season.
Dolphins,
Seahawks,
Bills, and the Seahawks. So we got to start piling wins. I think we've definitely missed out on an opportunity against the Patriots the second game, and this past game against the Vikings, we had an opportunity to win. We secured wins there. I think we're definitely in the playoff. Now with those 2 losses, we're going to have to fight tooth and nail to the end of the season to make the playoffs.
Yep. I also didn't get to spotlight Garrett Wilson's performance in the Vikings game. He had 162 yards, 8 receptions. His long was 60, and he has average of 20. And he had one for like a big gainage that almost had a touchdown, but they ruled him that he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, that play at the time, you thought, he scored, and he didn't. He called him out, I think, at the 11, and the Jets went down and got to the, got within the, goal line within a yard. And you're almost saying to yourself, I remember watching the game, we were watching it at Applebee's in the city, because we were going to the Radio City show. We were almost concerned about scoring too soon. We didn't want to score too soon, and then we ran the ball. Got knocked at the 5, and he ran down to like the 2, and then again caught the ball, ran the ball at like the 5 or 6 yard line, and he fell forward to the 1, and we just needed to punch the ball in, and we just couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. And at the time, you didn't really think it was that big of a deal, but in hindsight, you would have loved to seen. I think Corey Davis made a big play, and Wilson made a big play. Wilson was Rookie of the Week again, Offensive Rookie of the Week. I think for his fourth time this year, and 2 in a row. He's really shown that yards after catch is his forte. That's why I didn't like the play call when they threw the fade to the corner. Thought the fade to the corner. All right, we haven't had a catch in the fade to the corner since Santonio Holmes back in 2010. So for us to throw fades to the corner, I just don't think that's our forte. And Wilson, that's not really his forte. He's more of a slasher in the yards after catch and does a great job slashing to the middle and out routes and things like that. And I think to just play call a fade to the corner just unfortunately did not make any sense. And it really set us up for failure, and we were not able to convert on 4th down.
Yep, and a little more going into the Bills game. The Bills got a really good team, but I think the Jets have a chance to show their offense out a little bit because Von Miller's on injured reserve and is out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Bills' running game is going to be hard to stop. But if we get Quentin Williams and the whole defense going, I think we can we can have a good shot at the game because but the Bills' best runners are Devin Singletary and Dalvin Cook's brother. So thank you guys for listening to my podcast, and the Jets will be playing the Bills this weekend at 1:00 at Orchard Park. So go Jets! 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 Jets!